Welcome back to Railbound. I'm Dear Darling, and enjoy the ride as we make connections and travel the world together. And I suppose, as promised, not quite as promised, I've sat here sitting thinking about this level for a while. I haven't put anything into practice yet, and basically the long and short, if you didn't watch the last episode, which I took forever on and made no progress, is the general idea of being like, 1 has to go across here, 4 has to hit this button first, otherwise 1 can't get out. But then it's like number 2 and number 3 are trouble, because number 3 either is too fast or cannot reach it, and number 2 is either too fast or something else, I don't remember. Basically the problem is number 2, there's two lines of thinking. One is number 2 turns around on itself and crosses over here, in which case it works out, but then you don't have enough track like this for number 3 to reach. Also, you don't turn around number 4 like that, you turn around differently. I mean, I can show it to you, why not? No, this results in number 3 being too quick, but then if you try and delay time, then it results in a collision, and then, you know, it's all terrible. And then the other issue, the other solution I had was to do something, along sort of like these lines. When number 1 comes, number 2 comes in like that, which is possible. No, it's possible like this, there you go. But the problem is, then you don't have enough track for number 3 to reach up. I'm so dumb, because I've been trying to force number 2 into this direction the entire time, but I never really considered the fact that number 2 could just go like this, and then this would just add time. I don't know how much time number 2, needs. I guess it needs a bit more time than that. But then this kind of solves the problem of number 3 not being able to reach, because now number 3 can reach. I don't know necessarily where it goes from here, but I think it should just be easier. Trial and error. Oh my god, it was so easy this entire time. I had the solution, basically. I just needed this little bump up here. But yeah, I was basically sitting there being like, how can I make number 2's track longer? And then I thought about it. It's a very useful thing, where I basically be like, what moves are forced? And then I went to number 2, and I was like, it's forced that number 2 has to go into track like this. And then I thought about it, and I was like, no, it's not. What am I saying? Anyway, we've done it now, so that's the important part. Also, what is going on here? Okay, take the simple route for number 1. Oh, it can't really go that way. I guess it kind of has to go like this. Number 2 has to turn off, and number 1 has to be waiting. I assume number 3 hits a button, and then you rejoin the track. But then what from here? We need number 2 to turn around? Not quite. We need number 2 to... We just collide like that, which does not seem particularly helpful. I'm not convinced this is super the answer, because why have this here? Why have this thing here if we're not also meant to use it at some point? It's pretty hard to use it though. Unless number 1 goes like this way round, which I guess is possible. Number 1 could go this way round. I don't know why necessarily it would. I don't know how we make sure number 3 doesn't go that way round. It's really hard basically to not do this. Does number 3 hit this button fast enough? Number 3 does hit this button fast enough, okay. So presumably we do this, it hits the button again, and then number 3 just joins in. Ah, okay. Cool, we're back on track, You know, I just needed to get that one done, and then it's just like, yes, my brain's got this now. I assume we can just sort of do this. It's not going to work in reciters. What are you talking about? I mean, this seems like an obvious thing to do for number 1 and 2. We need you to pick up this one first. Is that possible? Because otherwise you collide. We need you to go across here first. But you need to turn back that way. What? Does that work? That uses up so much track though. It does work though. Can number 3 even make it here? Number 3 is too quick. Okay, so we need some sort of loopy thing that incorporates all of them, probably. What does this even do? Who knows? No, not like that. No, not like that either. Number 3 needs to basically join this track without dismantling it. It'd be nice if number 3 followed on. But we still need this path to actually get back into the track. Wow, this game got like way harder. Really quickly in World 8. Or maybe this is just a mechanic which doesn't fit right in my brain. Too many cars. I think it's probably the bigger level means there's more opportunities, possibilities of things to choose. Because it definitely felt like before in the smaller levels, I was like, there's literally like nothing else I can do because we have so much space. Not enough space to do things. So how can number 3 join onto this track without messing up the path backwards? Kind of needs to join upside down, which doesn't make any sense. You might be like, what are you talking about? But it needs to do something like this. It needs to take longer. Is that enough time? Oh, it's just enough time. It doesn't feel right, I think, doing this, but whatever. If it works, you know. I'm not going to be picky about my solutions looking nice anymore. Oh my god. What is this? No, actually, it's probably not that bad now I think about it. We probably all just like join in like this. What the heck is going on? And maybe we do something like this. So number 1 goes straight across. Number 2 can also not really go straight across. Number 2 what? That's not even a track. What am I doing? So it goes like this. Number 1 goes. Number 2 goes slower. Number 3 doesn't even go. Maybe they go a different way? I don't really know. I just kind of want to connect all these up just to sort of see what happens. Okay, let's see what happens when number 1 goes through this. Actually, let's see what happens when we all go through it. Who ends up where? Okay, that just ends up crashing, which seems highly unhelpful. We're going to find a combination of this where everything is useful. This can't be the solution. They can't all be that far apart from each other. They're going to crash. It feels like it has to be something like that for these two. Problem is that just results in a crash. It's also highly not useful. So unless we... This should delay number 2. Before number 2 is allowed through. So what if number 3 did this? How does number 3 get delayed? Number 3 gets allowed straight through. So number 3 needs to have already picked up their passenger. If... It's something, they all need to filter in here and somehow it sorts them out. I can't even imagine how that's possible. I know it's something to do with this, obviously. I just don't really know how this fits in. It can't be the obvious intention where they all just go across like this, can it? And then somehow they go through this rigmarole and they all just turn around. Fine. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. I don't even know where to get started with this. I'm going to be perfectly honest. This is so incredibly overwhelming. Let's just keep going for now. To see if we can get... four different ways to sort them. Why does this happen? Well, it happens because they're only separated by 2. Oh my god, this is really difficult. It's just like some of the previous levels where I was just basically guessing and improving, except for I can't really guess and improve because this level's so big. No, stop removing that. Like the thing with these two being pointed together is it kind of forces these to not be so near each other. So unless it's something like this, and then somehow this becomes something useful. It's somehow through this we need to have them separated. In what manner, you may ask? I do not have a response. But it'd be like, oh, it'd be great if number 1 and number 2 could just go through here. So where does number 2 go? Number 2 goes here. Which I would really like for them to both connect up like that, but that's not... We need another vertical line otherwise for that to be possible. So if they do this, where does number 2 even go? Just goes backwards. No. We can't allow that. This is just going backwards differently. And then it go... Like... Because there's 3 things all pointing here. I mean, maybe it is a dead end. I don't really know, but... I guess it just doesn't feel enough like a dead end for me to be like, this isn't the solution. But I don't know what is the solution. I mean, this does turn them around. You think there's some fancy thing we could do with them turning around all at different rates? And going back down this track? The answer to that seems to be no. We don't really want number 3 going that way. We kind of want number 2 to go first. This is so difficult. How do we even make any assumptions on this level? I don't even know where to begin. This is so like I can't figure out why would these 2 be pointing towards each other like this. This is a 3-way thing. We can only make 3 connections, so it has to be like this or this if we want the connections to work. Otherwise we have dead end connections maybe, which feels like a real bait and switch, I'll be honest, but I guess it's not implausible. It's like I want one to go here, but I can't make you go there. I can make you do this. So maybe there's a way to separate number 3 as well. Well, it's not great if they hit every single thing. It's more like they need to go to this top one to get filtered one direction, this way or forward. And then we know what number 1 and number 3 are going this way, so then maybe we make number 1 and number 3 pair up somehow. No, undo that. Like, does this work? Then we have number 2 and number 4 going this other way. Number 2 we can do, but now there's no room for number 2. I don't know why that happened, but so we pair at number 3 and number 1. Oh wait, does this just work? I think timing, if anything, might be the issue with this one. Oh, we just need number 4 to actually make it to the end. Huh. We have a spare track left. I have no idea what the intention was for that level. I need to go back to that. We've got like no time, so we're not going to continue on with that. This one is really hard. So what's the concept behind this level? We just go through here and it filters out 1 and 3 in one direction, and then if we just connect 2 back up to the track, And it only works out because number 3 is further away than number 1 and number 2 are, so the delays end up working, and number 4 is just what they all pass through anyway, and then this track is just here. But this probably has a different intended solution, which is probably utilizes all the mechanics. At least I hope it would, because it doesn't seem that track doesn't seem like an obvious red herring, because there's nothing really hinting at anything there. But I don't even want to look at that. We'll save that for next time. But for now, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Railbound. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials and Discord down below. Hope we can see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.